Hi, in this video I'm going to show you Flosum's native backup and recovery solution for your data. This is built 100% in Salesforce and is installed into the org where you want to back up your data, for example production. Once you've installed the solution, you then have two options where you can store your backups. You can use another Salesforce organization, or you can use an AWS storage instance. Given that the AWS storage instance is cheaper than Salesforce, that's what we recommend, but if you have any data residency requirements where your data cannot leave your Salesforce environment, then you would need to register another Salesforce org in order to store these backups. Once you have your storage decided, we then will go in and configure how long we want to retain the backups for. So you can configure these different backups, the daily, weekly, and monthly, and how long you want to store them before they are overwritten and removed. Now that we are configured and ready to go, we want to start creating a backup. So we will create a scheduled backup. This is saying I'm going to do a full backup, and I can do it on January 15th, or I can do it now, depending on what I want to do. Once I've determined whether I'm doing an incremental or a full, I then can decide what I want to grab for data. So you can see I'm selecting all the objects in here. Now, if for some reason I wanted to back up just a subset of data, say I had a project that was only going to affect a certain region, I can filter down the data. So if I know this is going to be project specific, I could go in and say that I only want records in the USA backed up. But again, this is going to be our first backup, so we want to back up our entire organization to make sure we have all that data for our initial backup. So I would select all of the records, then I would click on create, and this will back up all the records based on that criteria to the target that we've decided. Once we have our backups done, we then can do a few things with them. We can go in and do some comparisons across backups so we can see the differences between the two. So for example, if I want to look between partial backup 2 and partial backup 1, I can go in and say show me the differences between contacts, and we'll come back, we'll show you a graph showing how many are not changed, how many are new, and if there were some change, they would be here. And then you can actually go in and look at the actual records. So you can see all of these are gray, they have not changed. Now in here we have some green, so these are new. So you can see that I show you side by side here the two records. Now if anything in here had changed, this would be highlighted in orange, and you would see the difference here. So for example, if this said Jake and John, it would be highlighted in that orange color, and you very easily see those differences. So a very easy way to compare your backups and see the differences between them. Now when you're looking to do a restore, in most cases you're going to be restoring a subset of your data. You can restore a complete backup if something catastrophic happens, but I'm going to show you how we restore a subset of the data. So we determine which backup we want to restore. Then I can go in and say I want all of these record types with account name equals Acme, because I had a problem with my Acme account and those records need to be replaced. And I can add multiple, so if I knew it was all the Acme records in Germany, I could put that in here, etc. So I can add whatever filters I need to come up with that exact subset of records I need to restore. So once I've done that, I go to the next phase, and that will show me the records that were found by the criteria, and then allow me to select the individual records I want to restore. So in this case, I know we only have some contacts in here. So you can see the exact records. We have the ID, the account IDs, etc. You can scroll over, see all the information stored. And then I can select what I want to restore. Now this Restore Selected Records button, having it off will restore these two contacts plus the related data. So if there are any opportunities, quotes, anything with that, it will restore those as well. If I want to restore just the exact records, nothing else, I select that, and this will return just these two records to that target org. So once I've determined what I am going to be restoring, we then want to do what we call is turning off triggers and things in that target org. So whenever you create new data, you may have triggers, workflows, things that get fired off. So what we do is we allow you to temporarily disable these before you do the data restoration and what objects you can apply it to. So when I click on restore, those will be turned off, the data will be brought back down into that target org, and then these will be re-enabled. So now I'm not going to be sending off any number of emails or triggering any number of workflows whenever I'm just restoring data, because it's really not new records that were created. They were existing, so they've already gone through their new record processing, so to speak. So very, very simple, very, very easy to use, and this is done automatically. If you want to look at the logs will show you everything that happened in that complete record, if it was successful or if it failed, and it'll show you why it failed. Thank you.